Welcome to Friday Night Live. It is time. We have a lot to talk about this week, and we're going to go from like most serious to most ridiculous. That is my plan for the evening. So we are going to start with just kind of a wrap up of what has gone down this week. It's been a very busy week here, and for the replay crew, everything will be time-stamped down below. It's April 16th. So a weekly wrap up of what's been going on, then a little bit of Girardi stuff. Then we have to talk about Colin and Cuthbert, the Caterpillars. There was a very, very serious fight over cake in the UK, and I am living for it because it is the opposite of what I normally tell people when they're involved in any kind of litigation. This is all playing out on social media, and I'm kind of living for it. So normally I'm like, why isn't everyone quiet on social? With this, I'm like, I'll allow it. I'll allow it because it's spectacular and funny. And that is what we are doing this week. And then we have a very special court of public opinion because the bracket is done. I posted it on social media. We will post it again when we get to court of public opinion, but the bracket is in for influencer apologies. So we should just get into it. Let me know in the chat where you're watching from and what you're drinking. After I get through the weekly roundup, I am trying this. I have saved this to try on stream. Yeah, I'm basic. I drink sparkling rosé out of a can. Look, here's why. My family does not like the sparkly stuff. I cannot drink it all before it goes flat. So I have found that cans are very helpful for me. So today I'm trying 14 Hands Unicorn Rosé Bubbles. I bought it because the can was pretty. Like, I'm not going to pretend that I'm fancy. I'm basic. And I've got it on ice. This is my kid's water cup full of ice. But I have a champagne flute. So once we get through serious stuff, we're going to crack that open and talk about some legal stuff and have a little bit of fun. It's been a long week. It's been a long week, y'all. Let's just get into it. Hey there. If we haven't met yet, I'm Emily D. Baker, the badass lawyer and everyone's favorite legal commentator. I'm the host of The Emily Show, and I break down the legal shit behind the news and pop culture stories we all want to talk about. I have been a licensed attorney for over 15 years, but this is not legal advice. I should warn you, I'm a big fan of the cursey words. This channel is where the law nerds unite to talk about facts, not fuckery. I love seeing where you guys are coming in from and what you are drinking. It's such a nice way to connect. I see a lot of you drinking all kinds of fun stuff and booch and all the things. I don't even know what an avocado shake is, Monica, but it sounds amazing. Megan, water's not boring. We are big fans of hydration here on the channel. I've got one of those too because I've had probably 4 of these today. Look, hydration is necessary. I can't hydrate the bags. Like, this hasn't happened. Look, Fred and George, the paw nerd kittens, have a very specific 4 to 5 a.m. wake up time. And I have a very hard time getting back to sleep, but I like to sleep. So your girl's been a little bit tired. We've been tired. Cool. I'm going to try that cacao. It's not going to happen. I'm trying, but I'm going to just pronounce it like cacao, which is not probably like cacao. Either way, thank you. Been looking forward to this all week. I just submitted my last case study of my college career. Yay! Can't wait to hear all the tea. Well, we've got some fun stuff coming up. Before we get into that, I absolutely want to address some of the things that have been going on this week because, again, I don't feel right not addressing it. And I want to talk about Tuesday's Coffee and Cursey Words. I know some of you saw Coffee and Cursey Words. I know some of you who are channel members got to watch the replay. And a lot of you asked me on social what happened, and I responded as much as I could. I responded in the text as much as I could, and I responded in Instagram stories. But I also want to respond here for everybody who might not have caught all those other places. On Tuesday, I covered a lot of breaking news that was still very, very heavy. And when we do that, first of all, can you all give a huge shout out to the mods? Because the mods were the one that were the mods were really on the front lines of making sure in a highly charged news story that the chat still stayed civil. And that is a very, very difficult thing to do for the mods because when things are breaking news, everybody is still dealing with their own thoughts and feelings about it. And then a lot of people brought their thoughts and feelings into it and dumped it into the chat. And the mods really kept the chat as a safe space. And that's always the goal here with the Law Nerds, is to keep to facts, not fuckery, and to keep this a safe space for conversation. That means if there is vitriol on any side of an issue, it's not going to be here. So the mods are really working hard to make sure that everything is addressed. We have a really diverse crew in our mod squad, and I am so proud of all the work that they do on our channel. So we keep from name calling on all sides of an issue, and it can be really hard when we have thousands in the chat, and I think they do an absolutely great job at that. So a lot of respect to them. But one of the things I realized when I was stepping away from Tuesday is that when the news continued to come out after and during the stream, I was like, you know what? How I would talk about this is going to change based on the fact that so much more information has come out. And I didn't feel right leaving that up because everything was so dynamic. And generally, you guys know that I wait and talk about things until we have more information. But I didn't feel right going on and talking about tea on Tuesday with everything that was going on in the world, from the Dante Wright shooting to the Chauvin trial. But also, I didn't feel right not addressing it. And one of the things that I need to remember for me is that making sure that we hold space for important conversations when we have enough information is in our lane. And processing through all of the news and how we process through the news is really more of what we do here than necessarily breaking down every single breaking news story. It's not a breaking news channel. We generally just do legal commentary, much more in the pop culture space, because we can learn about law through pop culture without all of the charge and all of the feelings and the sorrow and the frustration that sometimes comes with breaking news stories. I also get very frustrated with the media because we get headlines that say one things, we get, information that comes out and it changes, and sometimes we can't know if it changes. And I don't want to put out things that are a problem. So it is really trying to stick to facts, but I realize that in breaking news, it's hard to parse that contemporaneously. So it is always my goal to bring complete information, and I can do better at that in the future so that we don't have me, going through something and then it keep changing to the point where I don't feel that it's helpful to have out something that's incomplete. So that was my decision on Tuesday based on the fact that things shifted. What we've seen now from the Wright shooting is that the officer resigned from the police department, has been charged, was booked, and that case is going to move forward in a criminal prosecution. That's happened very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. But we also saw the police department release body cam footage sooner than we've seen in most other cases. And I think that that's a good thing. What we saw on the Chauvin trial was a lot of medical stuff happen in court, but ultimately both sides rested their case, which means there's no more evidence, and there will be closing arguments on Monday. And we will see what the jury will do sometime, I think, next week. For me, I think with juries, when I'm watching how a jury comes back on something, I'm looking to see how much time they take. The faster a jury comes back is more likely a conviction. So that's been my experience. The quicker something comes back, it's more like a conviction. The longer something it goes, the more it is like an acquittal or a hang. This jury could hang. So we will see what happens with that. And after we get a jury verdict back, I will absolutely make sure to talk about that and talk about my thought about that. So those are kind of the two things that we've been tracking. I've been asked a lot about the Kristen Smart case. I have not caught back up with all of the new evidence that came out. That is a homicide that occurred in 1996 at a college that actually a lot of people I went to high school with ended up attending because it is a Cal State school. It is a very old case, but I will share some articles about it. There has been an arrest in that case now, well, 2 arrests in that case now. And I want to catch up on what the newly discovered evidence is before I really talk about that case, but it is on my radar. We don't do a ton of criminal, but when you have a case that is from 1996 finally going forward with an arrest, it's a very interesting thing to me. So I will absolutely take a look at that. I also did see that there was a accident with regards to Jeffree Star. It's breaking news. I'm sure there will be more news about what happened. You know, even though on the channel and me personally might not love what somebody does, the things that they say or what they put out on social media, I don't ever wish anybody ill, but it's really, I've seen that it happen. I saw you guys talking about it in the chat. You know, it looks like a car accident. Car accidents do happen. I don't love the vitriol about it on social, because when somebody gets injured, it's like they've been injured. Let's just wait and see what happens. So we'll see. Hello, Lori Smith. Good to see you. Strong emotion is healthy as long as we each retain responsibility to control our feelings, emotions, words, and actions. Yes, I completely agree with you. Sometimes that's hard to do in a large anonymous chat, and that is one thing that the mods have been great with, is making sure we keep it respectful. Question, have you ever had to prosecute an officer? I did not. I've had officers that I have gone in on when they have not done their job with regard to bringing evidence and stuff like that on, but I have not been in a unit where I was prosecuting officers. They tend to have units that do that if the case isn't referred out to a different, you know, if it's an officer that you work with, it would be referred out to different prosecutorial agencies. So no, that is not something that I have done in my career. So thank you guys for sharing the information. We will absolutely so those are the kind of the things that I am tracking. A lot of criminal cases right now. So yeah, a lot of criminal cases right now. Hello, mother. You know, mom, you can actually just put it on speaker and then dad can hear it too. Like you don't have to just you don't have to just listen to it by yourself. You can do both. It's good to see you. Congratulations on your COVID shot. So let's talk about Girardi stuff, and then we're going to talk about Colin the Caterpillar stuff. Colin and Cuthbert the Caterpillar. But I did want to, you know, it's hard when you cover pop culture mostly when there's so much going on in the world that is legal, that is important. But also one of the things we decided on this channel during the election was to keep our election coverage small and tend to do it pre-recorded so that we could be here to say just, we're going to talk about cake, and we're going to take a deep breath and say that things are hard right now, and we're going to keep watching how those things break down, and we're going to talk about some stuff that's a little more fluffy for sure. Misopinionated, hello. Emily, as a 40-ish female Black woman, this week infuriated me. I don't doubt that at all. And thank you for sharing that. Legal question, are police car and body cams checked every night or only if lawyers ask for it? Misopinionated, that is a fantastic question. It depends on the department, and it depends on if there is an incident where those things are either checked or recorded or like saved and preserved. So it really depends heavily on department policy, but it's also something to keep an eye on when we look at departments that have continued use of force issues, to say, what is the department policy on body cam footage? How long do they preserve it for? When do they preserve it? What kind of incidents do they preserve it for? And understanding that, but it is very heavily department by department. But when people are looking for ways to make change, I think that's one of the ways to make change. And a lot of the time you can get body cam footage through public records requests, public information requests through the police department, but you would generally need to know that something had happened so that you can do that. Hopefully that answers that question well and thoroughly for sure. So we're going to try this for the first time. Honestly, brought because it was a pretty cup, but we're going to, look, y'all, we're professionals here. Do I even have a napkin in my office? I should, because God knows I eat in my office enough, but now I've spilled on my desk and I really don't want my keyboard to get sticky. Of course not. Why would there be napkins? Why would there be? Aha! I found them. I found my napkins hidden with one candy bar that is left because my children have not found it yet because, you know, Chocolate orange is my favorite, and it's the only thing I like that my kids don't like. So this is not helpful. This is not helpful at all. All right, let's try this again. Lord Almighty. That's not super bubbly. I have questions. Why are we not so bubbly? But can we talk about this champagne glass? I mean, it's iridescent, it's double-barreled, and it's massive. It's just a big old glass. So for those of you that drink, this week, man, this week, my mom keeping an eye on her sassy girl. Oh, trust me, if my mother ever got a chance to share on platform how sassy I was as a teen, she would take that chance and run with it. Y'all would know way too much about me for sure. So that's what it is. All right, let's Girardi. Okay, so there's a couple things with Girardi. First, we have the complaint from the state bar. Second, we have a status conference from the trustee in the business case that indicates how much money Girardi Keese as a law firm owes. Which do you guys want to? Oh, and third, there's an order from the court to list the home as of 13th, so a couple days ago. So the house is going to be listed soon. Which one do y'all want to do first? State bar or bankruptcy trustee? Let me know. Let me know. Mom says lips are sealed. Likely story, mother, but thank you. All right, I'm going to wait and see where the chat wants to go. Let's try this. Ooh, it's a little sweet, but it's quite good. It's quite good. State bar. All right, y'all have hit state bar in the chat a lot. We're going to get to all of them, by the way. So don't worry. We will get to all of them. State bar, bankruptcy, state bar. All right, state bar we are. Let's go. Now that we have it, don't worry. All the people who voted for bankruptcy, we're going to get to both. We're going to go through these quickly. Guys, there's so much freaking Girardi stuff. We're going to end up being a full-time Girardi channel. No, we don't want that. There's other stuff to talk about. But it's so much stuff every single day with the stuff. So let's get into the state bar's office. This is the state bar's complaint against Tom Girardi. State bar, this took a minute. Like a lot of a minute, like a couple decades of a minute, but okay. Notice failure to respond. If you fail to file a written answer to this notice within 20 days after service, or if you fail to appear at the state bar court trial, your default will be entered, meaning we win, you lose. Your status will be changed to inactive and you will not be permitted to practice law. Well, that's already happened. You will not be permitted to participate further in these proceedings unless you make a timely motion and the default is set aside, and you shall be subject to additional discipline. Specifically, if you fail to timely move to set aside or vacate your default, this court will enter an order recommending your disbarment and may recommend the imposition of monetary sanctions. From where? From where are you going to get monetary sanctions? Are you going to go to the bankruptcy court and stand in front of the bankruptcy debtors and be like, hi, we know that if we had maybe done this sooner, that we would have prevented maybe some of this from happening, but now we would like sanctions. No, you're not going to get sanctions. You're not going to get sanctions at all. This case, man, this case. There's one sentence about jurisdiction. You know why? Because they have jurisdiction because he's a member of the state bar. Oh, all right. This was filed on 3/30/21. So what's 20 days? We should be coming up on that pretty quickly here. So there hasn't been a response yet. I don't know if there will be one because the response would have to come through his his conservator, because he is in a conservatorship. So we will see. Danielle asks a great question. It says public matter because this is in the state bar court. This is not in the regular court. So this is within the state bar's proceedings, and not everything in state bar proceedings are public matters. So that's why it is called a public matter. All right. Jurisdiction. Yeah, you're a licensed attorney, so you don't get to argue that. Count 1, Business and Professions Code 6106, false statement in a settlement disbursement. Moral turpitude. So moral turpitude is kind of one of the sections that goes under what attorneys have to do. But what this really is laying out the stories of what has happened a little bit more. So this is May 2018. Judy Selberg employed Girardi Keys to represent her with respect to claims arising out of a boat accident that occurred April 21st, 2018, that killed her husband. Now, this case is also one of the cases where she has filed suit. It is a pending case where she filed suit against Tom Girardi, and she, it seems like, has been talking to the bankruptcy trustees as well, but has also talked to the state bar. On or about August 19th, 2019, she signed respondent's firm fee agreement. Pursuant to the fee agreement, the firm was going to take 33.33 contingency fee. Again, contingencies are where the attorneys get paid out of what you win. So you don't pay them up front. They take money out of whatever you receive as a settlement, as a judgment, as an award, to keep it simple. 33.3 for the firm's legal services if the claims are resolved anytime after 30 days of her execution of the fee agreement and 30 days before the first mediation or arbitration date, or 30 days before the first trial date. On February 24th, more than 30 days after the execution of the fee agreement and 30 days before the first mediation, she agreed to resolve her claim for $500,000. On March 5th, respondent caused a document titled Consent to Settlement and Authorization to Make Disbursements to be prepared. Pursuant to respondent's explicit instruction, the disbursement provided that the respondent's firm was entitled to a 40% contingency fee or $200,000 as compensation for the firm's legal services. Well, those are different things. 40%? On or about March 5th, Selberg signed the disbursement? No, don't do that. Respondent knew that the disbursement was false and misleading because respondent knew. On or about March 5th and at all times after that date, that pursuant to the fee agreement, respondent's firm was only entitled to 33.33% or $166,000 as compensation for the services. Respondent thereby committed an act involving moral turpitude, dishonesty, or corruption in willful violation of Business and Professions Code. Count 2. RPC, Rules of Professional Conduct 1.15, failure to maintain funds in trust account. I mean, that's kind of the heart of all of the things, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? It kind of is. On or about June 25th, 2020, respondent deposited or caused to be deposited a settlement check issued by Total Dollar Insurance in the amount of $504,000 plus. The settlement funds of the respondent's client, Judy Selberg, into a client trust account at Girardi Keys, respondent's law firm at bank account. On behalf of Selberg, at all times relevant to the charges, respondent was the sole signatory on respondent's CTA. That's very interesting because there has been conversation, discussion, and speculation as to did the other attorneys in the firm know? And this is indicating again that Girardi was the only person signing the client trust account, which we haven't seen all the way disclosed in other things. There has been speculation about what other attorneys knew. After deducting the firm's fees and costs, Selberg was entitled to $334,144.55, her net portion of the settlement. On or about July 24th, 2020, respondent being Girardi, issued a check from the CTA made payable in the amount of $50,000. What the fuck? In the amount of $50,000. What it isn't is $300,000. Now look, if I'm expecting a $300,000 check and you cut me a check for $50,000, I'm going to have a lot of questions. Look, no amount of money brings back a spouse. But if you are expecting a settlement, if you have entered into a settlement and then that money doesn't show up, there are questions. Let's get to the questions. I'm sure there were questions. I have questions, but what the fuck? On or about July 28th, 2020, the check posted to respondents' client trust account, meaning it was deducted. Between on or about July 28th and November 20th, respondent was required to maintain $284,000, the remaining balance of the net portion of the settlement in the CTA. Between July 28th and November 20th, before funds were dispersed to or on behalf of Sellberg from the CTA, the balance in respondent's CTA fell below that $284,000 number multiple times. I love that they pulled the bank balance and we're like, hey, here's the bank balance. Where is this money going, friends? Where did it go? Where did it go? Where in the fuck is the money? Because the state bar is alleging here, and again, these are allegations based on the state bar's investigation, but the state bar is alleging that the money did not go to the person. The only person that the money could go to from this account at this time is to Miss Sellberg. That's the only place the money can go. Only place. Can't go anywhere else. Shouldn't go anywhere else. Seriously, what in the fuck? Holy shit. Where was this kind of investigation years ago? Just saying, State Bar, hi, I like my license. I just have some questions, not about y'all that are there now, but about the people that came before you who did all this. It's not you. It was those people in like the 90s. Fuck those guys. Like, I don't know what they were doing. Y'all are great. It was those other people. We just have to make that clear. Okay. So from August to November, this account went from $240,000 to $61,000. What? By failing to maintain a balance of $284,144.55 in the CTA on behalf of Ms. Sellberg at all times between July 28th and November 20th, respondent willfully violated their RPC. Yeah, no shit. No shit. Oh, you cannot look. You can do a lot of shit as a lawyer and not get disbarred. But what you can't do is fuck with client money. Like, fucking with client money is the fastest way to get yourself disbarred. It is banged into your head as a law student. And we have a wonderful law nerd who shared this when we were talking about this ages ago, who is a law nerd from another country, who said they had a professor that said, you know, you have 3 or 4 Fs, like, don't fuck with the client's money, don't fuck the client. And there was one other, don't fuck. And it was like, these are the golden rules and you'll be fine. Like, don't fuck with the court, don't fuck with the client's money, don't fuck the client, and you're going to be fine. Yeah. Good God with this. All right, let's see what else we're going to find out, because the tea is in the State Bar documents tonight, and it is hot. On or about November 20th, 2020, respondent issued a check from respondent's client trust account at Nanobank, made payable to Ms. Sellberg. No, you can't pull funds from a different client trust account for this client. Each one's individual to that client. That what we're not going to do is take other client funds for this client. Oh God. Made payable to Sellberg in the amount of $100,000. Okay, so that brings the amount she's been paid to $150,000. She's entitled to $330,000. After November 20th, he didn't make any further disbursements to her from the CTA or any other account. On or about November 20th, respondent was required to maintain a balance of $184,000 in respondent's CTA on behalf of Ms. Sellberg between November 20th and December 4th. Well, why aren't we talking more about the fact that this came from a different bank account? Because that's a different client trust account, and that should never happen. But okay. So now they're deducting it, saying the remaining balance is $184,000. Oh, but looky here. I'm shook. The account just keeps dropping like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. I mean, Miss Selberg, I am not making fun. I think this is fucking awful. But it's just so fucking awful that it's just so egregious. And I'm glad the state bar is saying something and putting it on blast in public records because these allegations are really bad. Yikes. Now we're down to 14,000. What 14,000 is not is 184,000. Like that's a real big difference. Oh, count 3. Misappropriation. On or about June 25th, respondent deposited $504,400, the settlement funds from Ms. Selberg, into the client trust account at Torrey Pines Bank. After deducting the firm's fees and costs, she was entitled to the $300,000. This is restating claims from above. In total, respondent willfully and intentionally misappropriated at least $269,759.70 of Ms. Selberg's net portion of the settlement. Respondent thereby committed an act involving moral turpitude, dishonesty, corruption, and willful violation of Business and Professions Code. Count 4, failure to distribute funds promptly. On or about June 25th, respondent deposited caused to be yeah, we know. 504, we know. After deducting fees, this was her portion. They never just reaffirmed above. See, when you see other lawsuits and sometimes even other criminal charges, you'll see restated above and then the addition. And we saw that in almost all of the lawsuits we've covered. It's like restated above plus this shit and then moving on. This is just restating all of the shit again. So let's get to the relevant portion. On or about October 29th, 2020, Selberg, through Eric Brian Sooth, her attorney, filed a lawsuit against respondent titled Selberg versus Girardi in Los Angeles County Superior Court on or about November 10th, 12th, 18th, and 19th. Sooth, on behalf of Selberg, sent letters to respondent, all of which respondent received, requesting that respondent pay the remaining portion of Selberg's net settlement funds. I don't know how we know he received them, but I guess they have logs from the firm. On or about November 20th, respondent, oh, that's the causation. There were letters sent on the 10th, 12th, 18th, and 19th saying, excuse me, where the fuck's the money? And then you get this $100,000 payout from a totally different client trust account. So which client was entitled to the $100,000 that came out of the Nanobank trust account? Also, Nanobank is one of the debtors in the bankruptcy. So it's like, oh, here's $100,000. Please stop and go away. No, that's not going to happen. On November 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 30th, and December 1st and 3rd, two separate letters, and 3 separate letters. Oh my God. Okay. Like daily. November 23rd, 24th, 25th, 30th, December 1st, 3rd, 4th, 8th, and then all these other dates, and then January. Mr. Sooth, on behalf of Ms. Selberg, sent letters to respondent. Were you also calling? I have questions. Were these emails like, hello? Where's our money? Hi, we didn't hear from you yesterday. Where's our money? I would have been doing that daily too. All of which respondent received, requesting that respondent pay. I bet they were emails that had the receive tracking. To date, respondent has failed to disperse the additional $184,000. Count 5, failure to cooperate in state bar investigation. Respondent failed to cooperate and participate in disciplinary investigating pending against respondent by failing to provide substantive response to the state bar letters in December and January. Right, when all of this was going on, the state bar was like, hi, could you respond to us? And Tom Girardi was going into the conservatorship at that time. Count 6, failure to obey a court order. T. At all times relevant to the charges herein, respondent's law firm Girardi Keese and the law firm of Edelson PC represented the plaintiffs identified in this paragraph, as well as plaintiffs' minor children. This is going to get into the air disaster case. In the following wrongful death lawsuits in the Lion Air crash. The lawsuit involving the Lion Air crash, which killed all 189 people on board. These are the relevant plaintiffs. After multiple settlement conferences between on or about October 30th, 2019 and February 2020, the matters involving the plaintiffs were settled. As part of the settlement process, an attorney employed by Edelson firm filed a declaration under seal in each of the plaintiffs' matters with the court, seeking court approval of the respective settlements for minor plaintiffs. So because they're minors, it's settled under seal, and it's going to the court saying, hey, the plaintiffs, us, and the defendant, Boeing, would like to settle for these amounts. Can it be approved? So that's what they're saying there. And then on or between February 24th and March 9th, in the plaintiffs' matters directing that the settlement funds shall be distributed in accordance with the process identified in plaintiffs' counsel's sealed affidavit. So the court is saying, yes, we're approving the settlement and ordering that funds be distributed. The process identified in plaintiff's counsel's sealed affidavit stated, quote, the settlement and funds for the minor plaintiffs in this case shall be initially paid to a trust account established by Girardi Keese for the benefit of the plaintiffs, including the minors. Plaintiffs' net proceeds shall be sent as soon as practicable via wire transfer to the plaintiffs' financial institutions. And we now know that shit didn't happen. At all relevant times to the charges herein, respondent had actual notice of the orders. Between March 4th and March 30th, the law firm representing one of the defendants in the Lion Air crash wired the funds to the Torrey... is that the same account? To the Torrey Pines bank account 5859. Let's go up and look. Is that the same account? Did he take that money out of the Lion Air money? Nope, different account. This is NanoBank 5251. We just have to check. Where'd it go? Nope, down. We're still down. We're still down. We're still down. Funds. Oh, that's a different case. Oh my God, there are so many charges. Okay, where did the Lion Air case go? Sorry, as you're watching me scroll. Here we go, Torrey Pines bank account. So there was a client trust account with regard to this one. Totally fine. By on or about September 3rd, 2020, respondent owed $500,000, the unpaid portion of the net settlements, to each minor plaintiff. So $500,000 for each plaintiff, $2 million in total. On December 4th, before respondent had disbursed any portion of the remaining $2 million from the CTA on behalf of minor plaintiffs, the balance holy shit, the balance was $14,000. Well, you needed to pay $2 million, but the amount was $14,000. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to take a pause because I want to get to this super chat before I move on, because I don't want to miss it, and it's going to disappear because the chat is going to scroll at me. Are the Fed, State Bar, and bankruptcy judges waiting to watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills before Erica's case is finalized? The Feds watch Tree and Joe from Real Housewives of New Jersey before indicting. Misopinionated, I'm going to touch on that as I get to the end of this, because Erica doesn't have a case per se just yet. So I'm going to touch on that, but I didn't want to lose the super chat in the scroll. And there you go. Thank you. What else? Okay. I wanted to make sure I got to those before I lost them in the scroll, but you guys, holy shit. Okay. We're going to keep going. Okay. So the State Bar is alleging, with regard to the misappropriation of funds, that Boeing wired enough money for not only the attorney fees and stuff to be paid, but for $2 million to be paid to the plaintiffs, respectively, $500,000 for each. And the client trust account, before the $2 million was distributed to the clients, was at $14,000, meaning that they're charging a willful misappropriation of over $1.9 million. What? Now, we knew that this money hadn't been paid, but there is something about seeing it saying, okay, well, you're supposed to have $2 million. There was, in fact, a client trust account. The money went into the client trust account, and then we see that the client trust account's only $14,000. What in the ever-loving fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? This violation may result from intentional conduct or grossly negligent conduct. What I mean, $1.9 million is missing on top of the last client amount that's missing. Oh my God. Where'd the money go? Where'd the money go? Moral turpitude, misrepresentation. Between March 4th and March 30th, respondent's firm, Girardi Keese, received wire transfers. Again, these are allegations by the State Bar. Let's keep going. Received wire transfers into client trust account, Torrey Pines Bank, 5859, on behalf of the clients in the Lion Air crash, meaning they received more than $2 million because that was what was owed after costs and attorney's fees. And they're saying, hey, yeah, that money's not there. Failure to cooperate with State Bar investigation, same. Failure to maintain funds in trust account. This is a different case. This is now the third case. May 22nd, 2020, Girardi Keese received a wire transfer into client trust account at Torrey Pines Bank, 5859. Why are we using the same account for this case? Okay, in the amount of $120,000 plus on behalf of clients Josefina Hernandez and Michael Hernandez, collectively the Hernandezes, in connection with a settlement in their case. After deducting the firm's fees and costs, the Hernandezes were entitled to $55,000 of their net portion of the $128,000. Now, in addition, the following individual entities were entitled to receive the following amounts from the $128,000. Timothy YU, Chapter 7 trustee, $35,000. Anthem Inc., Medicare, which is medical, $6,000. Medicare, $300. Garston Resolution Group, $625. Respondent was required to maintain the respondent's $98,000 on behalf of the Hernandezes and the third parties. On or about October 21st, 2020, before respondent has distributed funds, the balance was $86,000. So even here, it should have been $98,000. It was $86,000. Nothing, not a penny should go missing. Not a penny should ever go missing. But alas, on or about December 4th, before respondent had distributed funds to the Hernandezes or the third parties, the balance in the CTA was $14,300, and respondent failed to maintain a balance of $98,000. Yeah, clearly. This is again misappropriation, saying, the money was supposed to go to these places. It didn't. Count 13, failure to distribute funds promptly. Again, they didn't get their money. They should have gotten their money. It wasn't maintained in the account, and it wasn't distributed. To date, respondent has failed to distribute any funds to the Hernandezes and thereby failed to promptly distribute $55,944. And there's more. Moral turpitude, misrepresentation. On or about August 22nd, respondent left a voice message on the telephone of, let's see what he said to the Hernandezes, in which respondent said that the Hernandezes had not received their net portion of settlement funds from the settlement matter. So he left a message for the Hernandezes saying that they had not received their net portion of settlement funds from the settlement matter because certain orders needed to be signed by the court and that the court had not yet signed the orders and that it was not the fault of the law firm. You look, I have said multiple times covering this case, especially when I saw that numerous plaintiffs had sued Girardi Keese and had their cases dismissed on grounds of statute of limitations. Statute of limitations mean the time tolls that you can bring a case, and there are time limits for all different kinds of cases. So I speculated then, as I will speculate now, commentary channel, monuments to the gods of the state bar at this point, that Girardi had strung people along long enough that when they finally brought the cases against him, the court was like, yeah, it's too late. I'm sorry, but you should have brought this sooner. This is evidence. This is alleged evidence from the state bar saying these individuals received a call saying, oh, it's not our fault. The court hasn't signed it. How many of these excuses happened to these families saying, oh, it's just this. Oh, we haven't gotten this. Oh, we didn't have this. Oh, we didn't do this. We didn't do this. How long did he string people along for to the point where they're finally like, fuck, I have to sue my attorney, my well thought of attorney, my respected in the community attorney. I have to now go find another attorney willing to sue him. I have to process the fact that I've been through this horrible thing. Then I trusted someone to fix it. Then they settled it. Now I have to sue them to actually get my money. And by the time I've processed all of that information, found another attorney, taken it to the court's like, yeah, too bad, so sad. The time has lapsed. Well, did the time lapse because he kept telling them shit like this? Like, oh, well, this is why. Oh, well, that is why. What? Y'all, the fuckery involved. And y'all, I see you. We're going to red. We're going to red. I wanted to be pink. I love being pink. I'm also drinking a little bit of the champs. My face will probably turn red at some point. So I will be as red as my DEF CON what the fuckery lights. But it just, for me, this is in writing what I have been suspecting all along. This is why we're doing caterpillar cakes later, because rage. But this is what I've suspected about this all along, was that, oh shit, we're going to overpour. I mean, nothing says bougie like drinking sparkling rosé out of a can. Just nothing. I am so just mad on behalf of these clients. And then again, watching the money be flaunted on television, it just hurts my stomach. This is why I need to wait till things are in court documents, because even when they're in court documents, I have all of the feelings about it. And I'm not here to just vent all my feelings on the internet, but fucking hell, man. This is gross. And this is what I suspected. If these allegations are true, which, I mean, the state bar finally did something. If these allegations are true, this is what it is. This is the, oh, it's not our fault. Oh, we're waiting on this. Oh, we're waiting on that. Oh, fuck off. Where'd the money go? Again, if they're voicemails, then the state bar has them because they're voicemails. Respondent knew that the statements in his voicemail messages were false. Yeah, because the money already went into the fucking bank account. Where did it go from there? Nobody knows. Respondent knew that on or about May 22nd, the firm received the wire transfer into the CTA, which of course the state bar would have those bank records and see the wire transfer. Paper doesn't lie. And that's on May 22nd. When was this voicemail? August? How many months is that, y'all? Jesus. 3 months later? Oh, they haven't signed it. Oh. I'm so angry about this. I mean, I'm angry anyway this week, but it's not hard to not be bad like this. Like, it's not hard to just give your clients money. It's their money. It's not hard to just give them the money that they are owed. Why is that so hard? Okay. So for over 3 months, 3 months after the wire was received, the bank account was at what, 14,000? And he's saying, oh, well, we haven't gotten it from the court yet. That's not an oopsie daisies. That's a, please don't keep coming for the money. That's a me telling you, inducing you, in my opinion, to not keep asking about the money. Oh yeah, shit needs to happen. The court needs to sign things. If you're an average person, non-lawyer, if you're just trusting your attorney to, not fucking lie to you, which is a reasonable thing to trust them to do, then this all like, oh yeah, we just don't have the money yet. Gross. It's just gross. Okay. Yeah. A violation may result from intentional conduct or grossly negligent conduct. Well, I would think that the voicemail, when you have the bank records, would absolutely indicate that this was, this seems to indicate intentionality if these allegations are true. And then all the notices. We already did the notices. And then the State Bar. Well, thank you, State Bar, for doing fucking something at this point. Good God in heaven, I am angry about that. All right, I saw a couple super chats. We're going to talk about it and then go into the status update about the law firm. Fucking hell, you guys. I'm glad that we see it all in black and white. I mean, there it is. There are the allegations. Shirley asks, will these people ever get their money now that this has happened? I have concerns, but we're going to address that a little more as we get into what the trustee for the law firm is saying. But this is in bankruptcy, and they're only going to get their money through the bankruptcy court. So that is what that is. I also saw question, when does the statute start ticking? Could clients argue they didn't discover the lie until later to get more time? AZ Madison, I know that some clients have attempted that, but the courts are like, no, you're supposed to be paid in a timely manner. Once you're not paid, the statute starts ticking. So no, the lawyer's malfeasance in some of those cases has let them off the line, which is for sure a impetus to look at whether these laws are just or not and should be changed. The statute of limitations may need to be modified to allow, but I think when they made that statute of limitations, nobody conceived that an attorney would do this in the first place. So it's just, hello, Rebecca. As an attorney, I negotiate settlements with get a lengthy suspension for so much less. Yes, including but not limited to relaying offers to clients wild. Yes, and not accurately relaying offers you can get in trouble for. So yes, I hear you. Thank you so much, Seattle Kiwi. Where is the gorgeous glass from? These I unboxed. I think I unboxed them on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that. But they are from Corksicle, and they have little indentations on the side. So they're very easy to hold. I love them. Let's all slow clap for the State Bar. Bart, I appreciate you, but it's a slow clap with a side eye. And here's the side eye. This shit's alleged to have been going on for decades. So it's a slow clap, but with a side eye. Alana, I don't know. It's hard to sue government entities for negligence, but I wonder if somebody will. I wonder if somebody will. Miss Opinionated asked, where are the Girardi airplanes? We don't know yet, but I believe they were leased. Do you remember Tom broke his ankle around 2018, 2019 and was homebound all the time? I don't remember that. I wonder if that's when the house foundation started crumbling. It might have been, but a lot of this fell when the lenders started not getting paid in December, but I talk about that on the podcast. Are the State Bar documents available to the public? Bella S., yes, they are. They are on the State Bar website. And I did another stream where I was looking for them and they weren't up yet. But yes, they are available on the State Bar website. They are public record. And I will always tell you if I'm covering something that is not a public record, I will always share, like, this is not a public record. This is why I have it. Otherwise, everything else I share is public record. Motion to create Girardi's Law, where both the attorney and the client are notified when the funds hit the lawyer's account. That's a great idea. And that wouldn't be that hard to give an automatic notice, but that's a fantastic idea so that clients are kept in the loop when the money comes in, because it really shouldn't be that hard. Like, it's not that hard. Everybody that allowed this to happen needs to be disbarred. Well, what's going to be argued here is that Tom Girardi's the only signer on these client trust accounts, and the other attorneys at the firm they didn't know. I don't know if the judge in Illinois is buying it because the other attorneys are being looked at for how they allowed this to happen. The judge in Illinois is not fucking playing. And I love that there's something out of the jurisdiction of California, because if you read the LA Times article, Tom is steeped in California and California politics and in the judges. In fact, here, I'll show you. Let's pull up. I'm going to pull up the state bar real quick. Let me show you what I mean by that. So this is the state bar's website. This is, let's see where the docket is. Come back up. No, all right, let me pull this back up because of course it refreshed. Let me pull this back up real quick, but I want to show you what's going on with it because two judges recused themselves from this. So let's pull up the docket, kind of like Pacer, but not really. Here is the Girardi case. And here's what happened. So on 3/30, the disciplinary action was filed. On 4/1, there was an order of recusal, which means the judge who it was originally sent to went, not it, can't do it, can't cover it, not doing it, not doing it. So it was reassigned, and then it went to another judge. And that judge was like, yep, nope, not it either, have to recuse myself. And these could be individuals that had relationships with Tom, who are aware of Tom, who have done cases with Tom, who worked with him in some capacity. So two different bench officers recused themselves before it got to the final bench officer. But isn't that interesting? The following matter is assigned and then reassigned. It's like, nope, not it at all. But I thought it was really interesting that there were two recusals in this case. And the LA Times has said that Tom really prided himself on helping people get onto the bench, helping politicians, fundraising. The movies on this are going to be epic. Gosh, it's been almost an hour. Okay, let's go real quick through the status report and the fact that, here, let's go through. The real estate broker has been appointed, Compass Realty. They can list the house. They're allowed to list the house. They're going to list the house. So that should be hitting the market fairly soon. We'll see what the rate is when it hits the market, because I'm going to be looking at it for sure. So that should be listed in the MLS pretty soon because it's just been approved 3 days ago. So how long does it take to list a house? They've probably been ready to do it. So yeah, that house should be on the market soon. There's going to be another hearing April 27th with regard to this case, but here's the status report. And this is the status report in the Girardi case bankruptcy filed by the bankruptcy trustee for that matter. There are two bankruptcy trustees because just to catch everybody up, there are two bankruptcy cases. I'm not doing a full breakdown. I have lots of content on it. Two bankruptcy cases, one against Girardi Keese, the law firm, one against Tom Girardi, the person. I should probably just go ahead and say we're moving on to the status report. Let's look at how in debt this law firm is, according to the bankruptcy trustee. This bankruptcy trustee said it was going to take at least 6 months to go through all of the shit, but I love these status reports because they summarize things so well. So the petition was filed December 18th. This is why we're all here. With a few minor exceptions, all of debtors' cases were handled on a contingency basis with different percentages based on the case, the client, and the number of clients the debtor represented in one case. There was no rule of thumb. In addition, debtor was co-counsel on some cases and had referring attorneys to whom it had promised a percent of the recovery on others. Sometimes the referral fee was documented in the retainer agreement, other times not. Great. So we already know that the bookkeeping is going to be an issue. On January 13th, the court ordered an order directing, 1, the clerk of court to immediately enter an order of relief under Chapter 7. The United States trustee was immediately appointed, and this gives a summary of how we're getting to here. Debtor's primary assets. This is the law firm, not Tom Girardi as an individual. At the time of the petition, the debtor was counsel of record in a significant number of cases which had been undertaken on a contingency basis. Prior to the involuntary petition date, many of the debtor's employees and attorneys had resigned. Shocked face. We know that people started fleeing ship as this was all going down, because this petition came down after all of the other lawsuits cracked open and after the Lionaire judge was like, I'm freezing your assets. I'm referring you to prosecution. What in the ever loving fuck is happening here anyway? So I can imagine a number of lawyers resigned, and some resigned over the summer. So it was coming. Debtor represented between dozens to hundreds of clients in cases concerning similar injuries resulting from general sets of facts or circumstances against the same group of defendants in one particular instance. In the Southern California gas leak litigation, debtor had 8,000 clients. That's the Porter Ranch case that we still need to do a deep dive into. In addition, the debtor was counsel of record in a number of cases where debtor represented one or more clients in more discrete actions. All of the cases are at varying stages of litigation, which means there are still clients out there who had Girardi Keese as their attorney who are scrambling to figure out what to do with this. There were a few settled cases that were waiting on instructions of where to send the settlement funds. Maybe those plaintiffs will get their money because now the bankruptcy court's in charge of distributing them. In addition, there were cases where debtor had been substituted out pre-petition, leaving the debtor with a quantum merit claim for its fees and a claim for recovery of its costs, meaning other law firms had come in, but the debtor, Girardi Keese law firm, is entitled to fees with regard to the things that they'd already done. Without staff and attorneys, the trustee is left with the challenge of establishing the estate's rights to fees and costs and collecting on fees and costs on the debtor's contingency cases. Because the law firm can't run, it can't still bring in money. So now other lawyers have to handle it, but then the bankruptcy trustee has to go out to them and be like, excuse me, you owe us some of that? Thanks. I know you're cleaning up a giant pile of shit that has been left for you, but we're going to need our fees too. Because those fees, look, I feel for the attorneys that are taking over these cases, but those fees have to go pay these other plaintiffs that weren't paid. So the other lawyers are going to get shorted in a sense because they're going to have to pay some back into the bankruptcy to pay out these clients. But it's not the lawyer's fault. It's not the client's fault. It's Tom Girardi's fault. And where the fuck is the money anyway? State of the debtor's office. Since her appointment being the trustee regularly visits debtors' offices. The debtors' offices are difficult to navigate, disorganized, hold a large volume of current and old physical case files, including physical exhibits. In addition, there are numerous antiquated computers, computer accessories, printers, telephones, and other office equipment. The shade. Yeah, we go to his office and there's boxes fucking everywhere is how I read this, and old ass computers. The debtor occupies 2 contiguous and conjoined low-rise buildings on Wilshire Boulevard, just west of downtown LA. The lower floor of each building has large, packed to the gills file rooms with case files, including personal identifiable information. So including PII means we can't just get rid of these because they have all of people's medical information and shit. Also in the file room are calendars, phone messages, personal correspondence for attorneys long gone from the firm. Oh, we've got like a pack rat office room. Fantastic. Canceled checks from the debtor and for Tom Girardi, personally dating back to the 90s and in some cases earlier. Can you imagine having to dig through every check from the 90s? I mean, when they said he had a paper bank bookkeeping, this indicates that is correct. Good God. Also in the file room are boxes of copies and various publications that mention the debtor or Tom Girardi. Ooh, footnotes. We love a sassy footnote. It appeared that if a publication featured Tom Girardi or the debtor on the cover or featured the debtor in an article, the debtor ordered cases of the publication. Oh, we're loving our own publicity, are we? But also, why? Like, why? Were you giving them to clients? Were you taking them places to show people why you were so great? Why? And why are they still sitting in a file? I have so many questions. Let's see what footnote 2 is. In addition, debtor has a non-priority unsecured claim against the estate of Tom Girardi, debtor's general partner. There may also be avoidance actions of interest. Yeah, it's a mess. The trustee is investigating. Yeah, we got it. It's a mess. The trustee will be determining which of the old client files can be shredded and how to provide appropriate notice to the debtor's former clients. Footnote, the trustee intends to seek the assistance of the state bar and or ethics experts on the issue. It's like, what do we do with all of this? Thanks. With no unencumbered funds in the estate at this time. Oof. The trustee is also analyzing how and whether she will be able to properly dispose of the paper trash as well as the antiquated electronic equipment. So that means the estate literally has no money with no unencumbered funds. All of the money, the trustee is saying, belongs elsewhere. So how do you even pay like a disposal company to come and clean shit out, take shit, shred it? But you can't just turn over the keys to the building with what sounds like voluminous case files full of people's medical information, social security information. You can't just leave that there. Oof. The debtor's current case files and data are generally stored in one or more of three different methods. One, certain case files are stored on physical paper files. Oh, why? Sometimes in the file rooms. Other times strewn about the office in one or more attorneys' offices or on secretarial or paralegal desks. It really sounds like when the Titanic was going down, they all walked out of the office and just left stuff everywhere. That's wild to me. That happened to me once with a murder case. One of my colleagues quit the DA's office and I received 2 boxes of the case and there were a few dates written on the top of the box and nothing else. No notes, no file notes. And I was like, what is this? No updated notes in the computer. Mess. And then I had to go to court and be like, hi, Your Honor. I have no fucking clue what's happening in this case because my colleague quit. I can't get in touch with them. And there's just 2 dates written on the top of 2 boxes. Thanks. Mess. The defense attorney in that case was supremely helpful. Anyway, this is a mess for any attorney to try to pick up and figure out what the hell is happening with papers strewn everywhere. This gives me anxiety. Some files are stored in a proprietary electronic system of the debtor. So they didn't even use it sounds like they didn't even use a case management system because it says proprietary to the debtor, which means it's their own system. Other files are stored electronically in a program called iManage. The irony. Didn't Michael Scott have a book? Wasn't there a Michael Scott book in the office called Somehow I Manage? We clearly are not managing. Ugh. The accounting department was located in one corner of one of the buildings. It consists of a separate office for the CFO, 3 workstations, a storage room with bank statements going back decades. Oh, there's the paper statements. Hello, friend. It's good to see you. Somehow I manage. Paper bank statements going back decades. Oh my God. Okay. To say the offices were a mess is an understatement. Financial records and other mail and papers were piled high on each and every flat surface in no particular order. This poor bankruptcy trustee has got to have hives walking into this office. It's hyperbole. But just I am having a visceral response to the way she is describing this office. It just feels like a pack rat hoarder office building with paper fucking everywhere. Okay, let's keep going. Much of what the trustee found was very dated. The good news is that the debtor did maintain a robust accounting program. Oh, that's good. Both as to cost incurred or advanced for a client and a general ledger. The trustee has been able to access and rely upon the data from the accounting program with the assistance of an accounting employee and information technology manager who worked for the debtor to seek payment of fees and costs and to assist in preparation of the schedules. Financial condition of the law firm. At the time of the trustee's appointment, she began assessing the financial condition of debtor. Yes, that is your job. She found limited cash and significant debt. I'm so surprised. Specifically, immediately following her appointment, the trustee recovered approximately $300,000 in general bank accounts, approximately $650,000 in IOLTA accounts. These are client accounts. identified approximately $2.8 million that was being held in blocked minors' accounts. Why aren't you just paying them then? Why is all like when you look at the state bar records and then you look at this, if you have $2 million, why aren't they just being paid? Through UCC searches, the trustee identified 5 creditors with various UCC filings. Although after further investigation and analysis, the trustee and her team was able to obtain a complete release of the UCC filings by one such creditor. The trustee and her team have several discussions with the remaining 4 consensual lien holders and have requested and received documentation from each, which her team are reviewing. The information regarding all assets secured claims is based on representations made to the trustee. The trustee is still investigating all such claims. So the trustee is still investigating the dates and if there are things that are priority liens. The trustee and her team we got to that. Preliminarily, the consensual lien holders are asserting secured claims totaling in excess of $25 million. Okay. Oh, okay. In addition, the trustee identified judgment liens, including one amounting over $11 million, and that's the Ruy Gomez family, former clients and victims of the debtor. I like that she called them victims. You go, bankruptcy trustee. We salute you. And another to a vendor in the approximate amount of $7.5 million. Someone do the math of 25 plus 11. What are we at? 36 plus 7, 40, what? $41.5 million. And $2 million in minor accounts, which means it goes to them. $650,000 in accounts that need to go to clients and $300,000 in general bank accounts. So $300,000 in general bank accounts. And what is that? Over 40 million in debt? Good fucking God. That's a lot of money, y'all. The trustee was contacted by numerous vendors whose bill had not been paid. Shock. And they're probably still coming because there isn't a cutoff of the vendors coming forward going, oh, by the way, we haven't been paid either. Or co-counsels who contended they did not get their referral or co-counsel fees. Shocked face. But where? Yes, Dr. Riley, that's more than a few Jaguar rings. Good Lord. Most distressing. Have we reached most distressing? I'm distressed by all of this. I am distressed by all of it. The trustee found evidence that many cases had settled, but the clients had not received funds from the settlement. Well, that's why we're here, isn't it? The court is acutely aware of the Lion Air litigation pending in federal court in Chicago, which was initiated by plaintiffs who did not receive approximately $2 million in settlement funds, and the Ruy Gomez family, who holds a judgment of $11 million. In addition to over $13 million collectively claimed by the Lion's Air litigation plaintiffs and the Ruy Gomez family, the trustee has identified currently estimates that in excess of $10 million in settlement funds were not paid to clients. What? So $23 million not paid to clients, according to what the bankruptcy trustee is looking at. Y'all, that's so much money. It's so much money. The trustee is contacted on a near daily basis by former clients of debtors who claim they did not receive their settlement funds. Yeah, I'm not shocked. The trustee is maintaining a list of these individuals so they can be included in the bankruptcy schedules as creditors. The trustee has not completed a calculation of the total amounts of settlement funds that were not paid. A daunting task given the lack of cooperation from the debtor. Well, that says it all, doesn't it? A daunting task given the lack of cooperation from the debtor. It is against this backdrop that the trustee began her estimation of the estate. Okay. So this number, this 23 million number is going to go up, a lot. And then they go to the post-appointment matters and the fees of the cases that have been signed by clients. We've got discussions of 401ks because also there's employees, right? So are employees getting paid? This is going to be looked at too, because the firm has not funded their 401ks. So it's not just clients that are getting fucked based on this. It's also the employees. How do you fuck over somebody's 401k? Jesus. Okay. Moving on. There are retained professionals that have not been paid. These are the trustee retained professionals. Smiley Wang, we've talked about. We love Smiley Wang. I'm sorry, Ekval, I don't know you, but I wish we were just Smiley Wang Law Firm because it would make me smile more. But Smiley Wang has been hired as counsel for the bankruptcy debtor, Development Solutions Inc. as the forensic accountant, iDiscovery Solutions as the computer specialist, and a tax accountant. Oh, because of course, there's probably tax issues, because why wouldn't there be tax issues? Because of course there are. In the personal bankruptcy, there's over $5 million that the Franchise Tax Board in California says they're owed. Imagine how much the feds are going to want. Just wait for the IRS to come into this. I'm waiting for the lawsuit against Erica Jane, and I'm waiting for the IRS to be like, hi everybody. We're the IRS. We're here now. You owe us millions. Go to jail. I'm waiting to see that happen too. Meetings of creditors are scheduled. Operations preparations of schedules and cash collaterals. This is, again, the trustee saying it's going to take like 6 months to put stuff together. This is what the trustee is trying to do. This is the trustee saying, this is what I'm working on: terminating unnecessary services, identifying and procuring insurances, negotiating with utility providers. Like, I'm trying to handle shit, transitioning files to other cases. And this I'm going to break down in the podcast, but we also have what's going on with the Southern California gas leak, because there are over 8,000 litigants, which is 22% of the total plaintiffs in that case, that the trustee reached an agreement with another law firm to take those over, what the fee split's going to be, collection of fees and how they're doing that. Based on these stipulations, trustee has distributed or caused to be distributed over $26 million to clients and has collected approximately $3.9 million in fees. So this is the trustee working to try to get stuff distributed and taken care of. And then miscellaneous additional actions dealing with the location at the property, which was listed for sale. So the business office was listed for sale. As a trustee and her field agent are the only two people with keys to the building. The trustee has worked with co-owners to allow access to the building, to the seller's broker. In addition, as a result, pending sale, the trustee will now have to move out all of those files. The trustee has been monitoring Thomas v. Girardi's individual case to ensure actions taken by that trustee did not have a negative impact on this case. Trustee met with an auctioneer to value the contents of the offices. And that's the ongoing action. And then the future actions. Over the next several months, she will continue to work to transition cases, protecting the estate's right to collect fees. Her goal is to complete as much as possible in the next 3 to 6 months with the assistance of professionals, as noticed above, preparing the bankruptcy schedules and statements of financial affairs. Won't that be fascinating? Collecting financial data. Let's see. Monitor the case, investigate, and take actions to collect. And take actions to collect can involve suing people who owe the firm money. And that is the report. That is the summary. That was longer than I anticipated it being. Because oh my goodness, there's so much. There's so much there, guys. Okay, we are going to talk about cake, and then we're going to do Q&As. We've gone way too long, and then we're gonna do court of public opinion. The mods are already like, oh fucking hell, take a bathroom break now. Let's talk about M&S, Marks and Spencer versus Aldi in the UK, because y'all tagged me on Twitter. I see you when you tag me on Twitter most of the time. I don't always see all of them, but I saw this. This is fascinating to me, and I am living for it. So let's just talk about it real quick. I'm going to do nothing but make fun of this lawsuit because it's fun and it's silly. Trademark rights are very serious, but also we're talking about cake. Anyone in the chat who has had a Colin or Cuthbert the Caterpillar cake, please let us know. I want to know if you like the cake. Our UK friends, let us know about the cake. I mean, we've gone from Eric or Girardi being like, let them eat cake, to actual Caterpillar cakes. Let's talk about the cakes. Cakes. Look, this is Colin the Caterpillar. This is Aldi's Cuthbert the Caterpillar. M&S, who is Colin, says, hey, Cuthbert, fuck you. Stop copying me. And Marks & Spencer has begun legal action against Aldi, arguing that the supermarket's Cuthbert the Caterpillar cake infringes on its Colin the Caterpillar trademark. Colin has a trademark. M&S claims their similarity leads consumers to believe they are of the same standard. Ooh, the shade. It's like, no, Aldi, your cake sucks. Our cake is better. And because they look exactly the fucking same, people are going to think that the cake in Aldi is the same as the cake from M&S. And M&S has a much higher standard than Aldi. That is what is being said here. So, the shade. I wish I could get one of these cakes. We can't. But if y'all law nerds in the UK, if you get one of these cakes, please tag me on social media. I want to see it. So M&S lodged an intellectual property claim with the High Court this week. M&S wants Aldi to remove the product from sale, and apparently it's already been removed from sale at Aldi in the UK, and agree not to sell anything similar in the future. Hey, Aldi, check if it's an international trademark. If it's not an international trademark, just sell it in the States. We'll go to Aldi and buy the Cuthbert the Caterpillar cake, just in support. And I'll tell you why we're supporting in a minute, because I get it. If I'm M&S, you have the right to have people not rip off your shit. However, Kit Kat lost that argument when Kit Kat sued over somebody else having the four-fingered, like, break off Kit Kat. We'll talk about the Kit Kat law. If we want to talk about food lawsuits, we'll do that another day. But the retailer has 3 trademarks relating to Colin, which it believes means Colin has acquired and retains an enhanced distinctive character and reputation. Ooh, Colin bougie. Colin is absolutely bougie. Colin's like, no, I have a distinctive character and a reputation. Cuthbert, you suck. The product was launched 30 years ago. Colin's appearance has been substantially unchanged since 2004, except for particular seasonal events. A spokesperson said, because we know the M&S brand is special. I thought they were going to say superior, but no, because the M&S brand is special to our customers and they expect only the very best from us. Love and care goes into every M&S product on our shelves. Look, in the one trip to London, I spent way too much time and money at M&S. It was fantastic. I love it. I wish we had it here. It's better than Target, not going to lie. So we want to protect Colin, Connie, and our reputation for freshness, quality, innovation, and value. It's 30 years old. Do we call it innovation? What? It just, Pam, I don't know how to do a posh accent. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I don't know. Colin is central to M&S's partnership with a cancer charity. Okay, now they're saying essentially, here's how I'm reading this, shade to Aldi. You're stealing from charity. This is a partnership with the cancer charity Macmillan, and the retailer has created a Colin product for the annual World's Biggest Coffee Morning fundraising event. And if you steal Colin, you're stealing money from charity. That's how I read that. The cake is a sponge with milk chocolate and buttercream topped with chocolate sweets and a smiling white chocolate face. Apparently they sell this face separately so you could just like eat Colin's face, which is disturbing and brilliant. M&S was the first retailer to sell a Caterpillar cake, but many supermarkets have since created their own products. Other cakes include Waitroses, Cecile, Stansberry's, Wiggles, Tesco's, Curly, and Asadi's Clyde the Caterpillar. Well, you're not suing any of them. I'll be fascinated to see if any of them get sued, but this does look shockingly similar. So, like all good lawsuits, we have to just go to social media to see what's being said about it, because social media is really where this case is playing out. We don't have the high court documents. I don't have the high court documents. Look, if there are multiple trademarks, it's very likely that M&S can win because these are look at the face. How he might not have a tongue, but y'all, they are so close. They are so close. Look at the little feetsies. They look so similar. And in a trademark, this is going to be an issue because you cannot just rip off someone's trade. But let's look at what M&S said. M&S on Instagram went ahead and said, "You might have seen I'm in the news. I won't be commenting, but please continue to show me your support. It really means a lot. Official Colin the Caterpillar." He has his own account. Colin has his own account. Look, the original and the best. They're not taking any shade at all. They're like, "We're the best. You may have seen the news. I won't be commenting." Colin has taken the tact of, I'm in a lawsuit. Colin is the Toddy Westbrook of this lawsuit. So Colin is the Toddy. Colin's like, I'm not posting on social. But people are asking the reasonable question, why just sue Aldi when there are others? Colin had a bunny adaptation. That looks fucking terrifying to me. And then they sell Colin's face. We're going back to the other. Come on, Instagram, get it together. We're going back to the other one because M&S had others on their Instagram account. They had other Colin cakes or other caterpillar cakes. Like he had an Easter moment with Easter eggs. This is iconic. I love it. I need a Colin cake. The next time I go to London, I should be there in November. I'm seeking out this freaking cake. It's going to happen. It's going to be long gone, and this lawsuit will probably be over and dead, but I'm still going to go do it. And then there was a female one as well. Look at how adorable she is. What? Move over, Colin. It's Connie's time to shine. Hello, Connie. Look at your pretty flowers. Love it. But here's the thing. Not to be outdone, Aldi had a lot to say about this on Twitter. Aldi's not taking the tack of we won't be commenting. Aldi is taking the tack of we have all the things to say. And I got to be honest, normally I say do not talk about lawsuits. Unless you're Aldi, because this is fucking amazing. Aldi has had all the things to say about this. This is not just any court case. This is free Cuthbert. And I stand with Cuthbert. This is the beginning of the sassy tweets. Just call in our lawyers. Are you kidding me? The shade. And this is from April 16th. These are from today. Look, if you're not following Aldi UK on Twitter, they have taken the mischief managed approach to this lawsuit, and they went in on Twitter. Just call in our lawyers. Let me see if there's another one from earlier. I think that is the earliest one about this lawsuit was earlier today. So this has all gone down today in a brilliant way. BuzzFeed, Netflix UK, working title, Making a Caterpillar. Any other suggestions? They want a documentary. Brewdog says, and they say cats and dogs don't get along. Free Cuthbert. What? Cuthbert the Caterpillar Ale. Free Cuthbert. There is now a Free Cuthbert movement, it seems, which is fantastic. Judge Rinder TV, how's your diary looking? Asking for a friend, Free Cuthbert. So they are now adding a television judge. Asking how and diary, they mean calendar. They just left out the painting nail emoji, asking for a friend. When's the last time we heard asking for a friend in a lawsuit? Oh, wait, we don't need to go there. We don't need to go there. Judge, show us the evidence. Us, what evidence? Free Cuthbert. I'm sorry. I'm dead. The shade, the brilliant, amazing, hilarious shade of it all. I love the memeing of it. Live from inside the courtroom, Free Cuthbert. They have a court drawing of the caterpillar. You guys, look, I think Aldi probably is in the wrong on the trademark suit. They look exactly the fucking same, but they are going to win my heart in the court of public opinion because this is hilarious. The courtroom sketch, come on. Come on. Now, if you're the social media manager at M&S, are you annoyed that they are winning the day on social media and we're not even done yet? This has gone on all day. Packaging update. He has bars. There's bars. There's bars on his back. You guys, he has a jail cell. I want to know if the social media team got approval from in-house counsel because it is so funny. Vanessa, I'm also dying. It's why when I went to Twitter to look at this case, I was like, we have to talk about this because look, it's just funny. And they may lose the trademark case, but at the end of the day, no one's going to be hurt. This is a lawsuit that is just fun and silly, and I'm just here for it because, oh my God, with the packaging update, Aldi UK is the best. This is almost as good as when, God, there was another I need to find it. There was another UK Twitter banter that was fantastic. Look at this. Marks and snitches. It's just, and Ice News First says, is it fair for M&S to pick on Aldi when these exist? Free Cuthbert. So apparently there are others. Look, okay, that one looks nothing like Cuthbert. That Clyde looks like a puppy. Curly the Caterpillar also looks not at all like Cuthbert. Cecil and Wiggles are suspect to me. Sorry, Cecil and Wiggles. Y'all suspect. But they don't have the same legs. They don't have the same face. All of these are slightly different. Cuthbert is the one that looks the most like Colin. I'm just going to call it. But this is hilarious. Look, Morris looks nothing fucking like it. Morris looks like a turd with a face. I'm sorry to anyone that likes Morris the best. But no, Morris doesn't look anything like it and doesn't have the legs. Look, kind of has legs. He's got shoes. Maybe they're Nikes. Maybe they're Satan shoes. That would be a fun crossover. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, so the packaging update, Marks and Snitches. We've got to keep going. They're not done. How do we delete tweets? Hey, Aldi Stores UK, I know someone who was in a lawsuit. It seems that what you do is deactivate your Twitter and then delete the tweets and then reactivate your Twitter. That seems to be the way that this works. Cecil Wiggles, Curly Clyde, we got you. I like that Cuthbert is standing for the other caterpillars. Cuthbert has been found guilty of being delicious. Free Cuthbert. I can't imagine this is going to stop. So I'm just going to say, go ahead and follow Aldi Stores UK for all your lawsuit updates, because you know what? In the court of public opinion, you let me know. I feel like on the trademark legal that Cuthbert probably is infringing just by looking at them. It seems awfully close. They seem awfully similar. But in the court of public opinion, Aldi's social media team is winning my heart. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Winning my heart. We need to go to questions and then court of public opinion. So questions. I'm going to get to super chats. We're going to chat. Do the caterpillars look the same to y'all? Tell me in the chat. Do the caterpillars look the same? God damn, the caterpillars look the same to me. The faces look the same. The others look kind of terrifying, but these faces look the same. Let's get to a few super chats before we get to court of public opinion. Y'all, I needed some Twitter sass, and we can trust the UK to bring it. I did a TikTok of, let's see. Yes, I'm opening TikTok to see, but it was no shush TikTok. It was regarding others, Weetabix and Heinz UK. I have a TikTok about it. I thought it was hilarious, but there was an entire thread about Weetabix and beans, and it just slayed me because the sassy social media managers in the UK have a sense of humor, and I love a social media manager with a sense of humor. So this kind of made my day, even though they are getting sued in the high court. It was nice that they were funny. Gonna be honest. Is this the UK version of the McDonald's versus Wendy's Twitter roast? Yes, but with an actual lawsuit underneath it. So kind of. Wiggles and the others are what happens when you order a cake from Wish. Alana, yes, that is what happened when you order a caterpillar cake from Wish. You guys are savage in the chat, and I love you so much. Morris looks like he was found on Canal Street. Thank you, Kelly. Any updates on the Beyonce and Jay-Z sued by the choreographer? No. I didn't even know that was happening. I have no updates, Miss Opinionated. I can look, but I don't have any updates because I have not looked. But who came up with the name Cuthbert? Fair point, Sam. They do look like doppelgangers. Boxy, I agree. You should have I told young Fox, I said earlier, I said take a bathroom break. I did. These cakes have lifted my spirits and I don't eat anything. And I didn't eat anything. Cherie, right? Look, the social media roasts are funny, shady, clever, British, and over cake. At the end of the day, if Aldi can't sell the ripoff cake, Aldi can't sell the ripoff cake. M&S has protected their beloved Colin cake, and you will have to pay more to get the Colin cake, or they will have to change the look of Cuthbert, and he will get a facelift like a housewife. He will just be like, season 2, it's a new nose. Who even recognizes the old face anymore? But it's just lighthearted, and it is funny, and it's time to just better with Irish, right? It's just time to have a laugh. Kendra said Colin and Cuthbert right and left Twix. Yeah, exactly. There was one of the articles on this pointed out the lawsuit over Kit Kat bars, and we can always do that another time. It's just funny. No one does humor like the Brits. Ocean Song, I agree. They were shady. They were amazing. Jordan, you're probably right. They probably wore Jesus shoes because you know what? The caterpillars aren't wearing the red shoes. They're wearing white shoes. They probably wore Jesus shoes. Pam Marshall, yes. I feel like Aldi is like, hey, we're standing up for the little guy. And M&S is like, but you ripped off our cake directly. First cheesecake, now this. Yep. Yes. Swanee, you cannot beat the Brits for humor. This made my day. It's so good. Is the packaging similar? Dr. Riley, you ask an excellent question. All the pictures I have seen of Colin, he is unboxed. And with Cuthbert, he clearly says, when we look at him, he clearly says he's Cuthbert, but the cake looks very similar. And it seems that they're going after the cake because it says that there are 4 trademarks with regard to the cake. So I think the cake is the thing. I think LD knows they can't win the case, so they might as well get good business out of it. Cricket, I think you're probably right. They will probably settle behind the scenes and stop selling it. So why not have one last hurrah? And apparently these cakes are no longer being sold. So that's what it is. You guys all think they look similar. I think they look similar too. Just send Cuthbert for some plastic surgery. Exactly, Cassie. Like a housewife. No shade to plastic surgery. You do you. But it's so funny in Housewives when they flash back and you're like, I didn't realize how much that had changed. But you flash back to a scene from 4, 5, 6 years ago and you're like, oh gosh. Wasn't there a Carvel cake that looked like that back in the day? Nikki, I don't know, but I mean, the last time I thought about Carvel cakes was probably a Office reference with regard to Fudgy the Whale, but it's always possible. Aldi always rides close to the line with their products. Yep, but they're kind of a knockoff brand, right? They're a cheater brand a little bit, but it's funny. The picture with Cuthbert's face superimposed over Freddie Mercury's from I Want to Be Free video. I'm dead. Right. Oh, the faces do look the same. Yes, it's pretty funny. I think M&S could win the lawsuit, and Aldi might just win our hearts on Twitter. So, do you think M&S did this because of the Cancer Association put pressure on them to do so? Kibby, it's possible, or it's possible that is a good way to spin the lawsuit to be like, and you're assholes, because this is also a charity thing. So stop it. It might really be a way of putting their foot down. So we'll see. Thanks for the light relief, Emily. They are the same. The packaging is also the same. Thank you, Pamela. Look, it's been a heavy week, and it's fun to just talk about cake, because at the end of the day, this lawsuit doesn't affect most of us, for sure. They look the same, but don't taste the same. Debbie, I might never get to try, and you're in Deary, so you probably get to try. I might never get to try. Our channel friend, Adam McIntyre, recently moved from Deary into the UK. We should send him out for cakes. Adam, do a video. Go find Colin and Cuthbert and do a taste test. I know it's not tea, but I would love that. Ashley Vincent, happy birthday. I think they look the same too. If the faces were different, then no. But yeah, see, Avarice, I agree. You guys, if you are new here, please go and let us know if it is your first stream, for sure. And then we're going to get to court of public opinion. What is my kid yelling about? I don't know if you can hear my kid, but my kid is yelling for sure. The boxes do look somewhat similar. See, there we go. Carvel cake only has one shape. There it is. I think my kid's trying to feed the cats, and they're just jumping on his leg. Kempire Daily, hello. It was good to see you earlier over on the other stream. It's good to see you here. Welcome. Yeah, the courtroom sketch. I'm also dead over the courtroom sketch. I am. We could definitely do more likes for sure. First time, welcome, Felicia. Yep, Cuthbert is currently serving 12 years according to his box. It's hysterical to me. Wait, does it say it on the box? Hold on, we're going to pull it back up. I want to know if it says it on the box. Oh, no. Does it say it in the caption? No. But he definitely looks like he's been put behind bars. I like that the Free Cuthbert hashtag is moving, because it's pretty fantastic. Look. These don't look the same. Sansbury's is close. But these don't look the same. M&S and Cuthbert look. Maybe this one. But they put sunglasses on him so he didn't look the same. I think that's hilarious. Anyway, I think it's funny. I think the social media war is lighthearted and fun. We'll see what the court ends up doing. I think it's hilarious. I just think it's funny. I just think it's... I mean, I live for Oprah asking Cuthbert how he's doing or Colin. This is Colin asking Colin how he's doing. I'm here for the memes of it all. I love a good meme. But yes, I'm going to absolutely message Adam and be like, Adam, please do a taste test. Please do a taste test. You're in the UK. I just think it's funny. I think it's funny that other networks are now using the hashtag to get into this. I was ready to back Colin to the grave, and then I saw this tweet. I love it. I'm here for all the shade. All right. Thank you, guys. We're going to get into... I'm saying it again. They look like Wish caterpillar cakes. They do. Cuthbert did look like a boss. I love the Oprah memes. I'm here for it. Why does my Google activate several times only watching the great EDB? I don't know. Tell Alexa to not act. Alexa, cancel. We'll just do that. Oh no, this is Google. Google, cancel. Oh, perfect opportunity for a Friday Night Live collab with Adam. I will ask him. The time difference is a thing, but he also doesn't seem to sleep. So, it is. The mouths are different. I mean, they might be brothers, but they're not twins. Same with my eyebrows, Debs S. I appreciate that. Or Debs C. So it's true. Aldi and Lidl in the UK copy Stansberry's, Tesco, and Aldi. Well, there you go. Appreciate the insight from everybody. If Erica's company gets sued for the $20 million, but it's gone, what will happen? Well, they could attach her wages. She could be required to continue to work to pay it off. I mean, we're seeing them gear up to sue her in the personal bankruptcy. So I think we will see the business bankruptcy. If there's evidence of a loan, I think we could see it. I think we could see it for sure. Oh, it's in the circle of the box. See, this is what happens when I wait till the end of the stream when I've been drinking. But Christopher D, they could make her continue to pay it off if she gets a judgment, but she could also then file for bankruptcy. See, she could file for bankruptcy. Oh, see, it said serves 12 so cleverly, and I've been drinking. Serves 12 years. That is pretty funny. That is pretty funny. I mean, the social media teams on this are definitely winning the world. So thank you for pointing it out. Oh no, Emily, my Alexa heard you and just turned off everything. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to turn off your Alexa. My apologies. It might be a Coffee and Cursey Words collab as opposed to Friday Night Live. Yes, true. Do you think we can get Cuthbert here in the US? I don't know, but I want to now, because if it's only a UK trademark, the trademark wouldn't count in the US, and this is getting national attention. So we should all just tweet at Aldi Stores US and say, okay, look, you've banned Cuthbert. Can you just bring him here? We would love it. We would love it so much. Question. Hello, Amy. Good to see you. If the attorneys who left Girardi's office got wind of the misappropriation before they left, don't they have a duty to report it to the bar? That is what the judge in the Illinois case is arguing and asking. So we will see what happens with that. But they're not out of the woods, I don't think. They're going to argue that they didn't have knowledge. But I mean, I think for me, it's more likely that the other attorneys knew than maybe Erica at this point. So, Misopinionated, how do I reach you? Legal consultation. I have email and YouTube only. Sleep meds are starting to work. Hello, Misopinionated. Email always works. I don't do a ton of consultations, but I'm always happy to help fit you with somebody I know who does. So email is the best. What about the lawsuit against Erica Jane? Thank you. Excellent job. T. Hamilton. Hi. They asked for counsel to sue her. So I think the bankruptcy court will approve the trustee's request to appoint counsel. I don't know if it's going to be the counsel they asked for, because the counsel they asked for, okay, in the personal bankruptcy, the counsel that they asked for leave to hire to sue Erica Jane is being sued by the trustee in the law firm case. So I think maybe there might be a conflict issue there that you're going to hire them through the personal bankruptcy to sue Erica Jane, but they're being sued by the trustee in the law firm case. So I don't think it's going to work, but we'll see what the court does. I can't imagine it's not a conflict. Like, you're being sued by the trustee in the one over cases that you've taken from Girardi, but then you're going to turn around and sue. But also it seems that they're familiar with what's going on. So maybe it's not a conflict. I mean, we'll see. So they're hiring the attorneys. That will probably get approved by the court. I can't imagine that it won't. And then when they file the lawsuit inside of the bankruptcy court, we will pull it and cover it and see what they say. Because so far, Erica Girardi is saying, I don't have any community property. They're all gifts. It's expensive to me. Cuthbert is Colin's German cousin, but since England left the EU, poor Cuthbert has been left out in the cold. Nancy, I appreciate the explanation. Thank you. How much does Erica Jane get from Bravo? There are Bravo watchers who know this better than I do, and I have been spending a lot of time in the Bravo clubhouses on Clubhouse, and they talk about the fact that the housewives get paid more each season. So she could be getting paid close to the $1 million range, but I don't know for sure how many, how the housewives at Beverly Hills get paid comparable to other housewives. But I'll ask. There are plenty of Bravo watchers. That is a question for hashtag no filter Zach, for Sherelle's World, for Up and Adam, and for others who are the Bravo watchers that know more than I do. We're getting to the bracket in a second. Sam Munoz, hello, friend. Who's my favorite housewife across the board? Oh, so I have different favorites for different things. Currently on TV right now, my favorite is Dolores. I'm living for her. I love her. So current favorite of the moment, Dolores. Overall favorite, like I love Bethany. I really do. And I kind of love Tamara for just being messy as fuck. So kind of those three. Those are my top three. Thank you. Question, could EJ, her company, be protected if she signed a prenup? She didn't sign a prenup, and probably not, but she didn't sign a prenup. And we know she didn't sign a prenup. And in the divorce filings, she didn't say there was a prenup. So in the divorce filings, I think she said there was, we could pull it up. Hold on. You've asked a question that now I'm curious about to see if what she said about community property in the divorce filings. So let's investigate together. And then we're going to move on to the bracket. Let's investigate. All right. Where is it? I have so many files on this computer with these cases, y'all. It's crazy. Okay, let's pull up the divorce and see what they said about community property in the divorce filing. Let me find the right one. All right, we're going to look through it together. Mind you, I've been drinking. So just bear with me because alcohol has happened. And let's see. Married, petitioner, no minor children, divorce, irreconcilable differences, support payable to petitioner, confirm as separate property, assets, and debts, attachment 9B in the following list. So they are saying they're separate. She is saying that they're separate property in this filing. Determine rights to community property and quasi-community assets are listed as follows. The true nature and extent of the parties' community and quasi-community property and debts is unknown to petitioner at this time. Petitioner requests leave of the court to amend petition when same is ascertained. So she said in the divorce filing that the nature of the community property was unknown. And let's see what she listed as separate property in 9B. Where are we? Because this can come up again in the bankruptcy court when she said it was gifts. Separate property, all property acquired prior to the date of marriage. Well, yes. Or after the date of marriage of separation, property acquired by gift, devise, or bequest, or inheritance shall be confirmed to petitioner. And this is what she's arguing in bankruptcy, right? That all these things from Tom were gifts, and as gifts, they're separate property. She asserts all rights of reimbursement she may have pursuant to Family Code 2640. The true nature and extent of parties' separate property is unknown. So calculated and concise. But this is what she's arguing in the bankruptcy court, right? That all these things are gifts. And in California, gifts are generally separate property, even though it's a community property state, unless they're of significant value, and the court has to determine significant value. So this is all going to have to go to court. Like, what's significant value for them? What's not significant value for them? It's going to be a mess. I remember hearing that EJ didn't sign a prenup because she thought it wouldn't matter with him being a lawyer. Joyce, you are not wrong. She said it with Andy, I think on a Watch What Happens Live. She said, there's no prenup. And even if there was, Tom's going to get what Tom wants. He's going to get his way. Diane said alcohol has happened to me as well. It's been a while on Friday Night Live since we've had a little bit more to drink because normally we drink less, but it's been a week. We're going to talk about it. So that's what it is. EJ better give up the designer goodies. I mean, at this point, with the court of public opinion weighing against her, some of the community property is going to have to, we'll see what the court does. Some of it is going to have to go back in. I mean, I think all any of us want is to see the clients paid. Like, I'm sorry to, the banks and the professional lenders that have insurance. I am sorry, but I want to see the plaintiffs paid. I know bankruptcy has an order of priorities. They're not always going to come top priority, but I just want to see the plaintiffs paid. I really do. That's what I want to see first, for sure. Let's get into it. He bought her lots of jewelry. He did. And if they are gifts, they're separate property unless they are significant value. So the court's going to have to determine about it. The court's going to have to decide what if the Cartier ring, she said it was a gift from Tom. The court's going to have to decide if that is separate property or not. And that's why she's going to be sued. Cherie, this is a fantastic question. What's the date of separation? Let me pull it up. I don't know if it said it, but thank you for asking. Since we got it all pulled up, we might as well just look. I might have done a reel. No, I think it was a YouTube short about the Kardashian West divorce, and data separation was TBD on theirs as well. So it's TBD on this too. So we're not saying we don't know when we separated, which is strategic. So I did a YouTube short here and somebody's question was like, it's none of your business. I'm like, I mean, fair, but it's also public record. So it's public record. Yes, it might not be any of our business, but it's public record. Do you know what's going on with the Shaw and her bail money? Let me tell you about Jen Shaw real quick. When I was talking to my husband and I was talking about how she called it the Shaw Squad and she said it was Shaw amazing and she said all the Shaw things and what was going on, my husband looked at me and he's like, breaking the Shaw. And I was like, yes, which is how that title came about for one of my videos where I said breaking the Shaw. So I have not seen anything with regard, it's due and it should be due, but I have not seen whether that's posted yet. We can look real quick. The mods are like, no, don't distract her. She's been drinking. We're all fucked. We're going to be here forever. Sorry, we're just going to look real quick. We're going to look real quick and see. Yes, court of public opinion's next. Let me just peek real quick at what's coming up with the Shaw case. Most recent date first. Did you file it, Shaw? Let's see. Oh, a lot's been filed. These are as to other co-defendants. Notice of filing of official transcript as to Jen Shaw Stuart Smith. That would regard the arraignment. Transcript of proceedings of the arraignment. Transcript may be viewed at the court public terminal or purchased through the court reporter. Notice of attorney appearance. Notice of official transcript. I don't see anything in here that shows it's been posted yet. So we will see. We will see for sure. I got you, Diva. I don't see anything yet. Thoughts on rumors of Coach Shaw's plan to divorce Jen? I haven't seen any rumors. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Yes, Joyce, yes. Let's go to court of public opinion. And while I do that, I'm going to see what my kid's doing because he's making a whole bunch of noise out there. So let's go to COPO. I need to pull up the bracket. And I've shared the bracket on Twitter and on the community tab. And if you don't have it, the mods will share the link down below. And we can all enjoy this bracket together. And I'll tell you my intention for the bracket in just 1 second. Let's go to court of public opinion.
scratching me in the leg because they're so hungry, and I'm.
Were you trying to feed them and they were attacking you?
Mhm.
They do that.
Well,
Did you feed them?
I was making food, but then they attacked
You
me.
you can come here and say
So
hi to the law nerds.
I suppose they wanted food.
They did
so
want
then
food.
I gave them food, but they attacked me for giving them food.
You have to be able to see you.
I know.
Can you see you?
I know how it works. No, I cannot.
Oh,
Hello.
you know how it works.
Yes, I do. I also stream. I also make videos. I know how it works.
They can't see you.
I know.
Can I show them your sweatshirt?
Sure.
Do you mind turning around? We made it for him for Christmas with his channel logo. All right. Are you done eating?
No, not yet.
Okay. Okay, bye. What are you?
Okay.
Child.
Okay.
For real.
Okay, let me just put-
No. Anyway,
I don't want to see the cats.
everybody says hi. Let the cats eat. Go eat.
They finished.
We're doing court of public opinion.
What is the question?
We're doing you can come back in if you want to come back in, but we're not debating about it. So if you want to come back in, you can come back in and see the court of public. It's a big question. Okay, y'all. Court of public opinion. We're doing a YouTuber apology video tournament like March Madness.
Okay. Well, I see the only people I know is Logan Paul.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it.
Okay, we've got Tana Mojo, Logan Paul, Jenna Marbles, Shane Dawson, Scotty Sire, Laura Lee, Manny MUA, Olivia Jade, Jeffree Star, Jacqueline Hill, David Dobrik, Dr. Mike, James Charles, Dirty Dom, Toddy Westbrook, and Gabby DiMartino.
I only know James Charles and Logan Paul.
Okay, why do you know James Charles?
Hi, sisters. It's James Charles here. He plays Minecraft.
He plays Minecraft. You know him as a Minecraft YouTuber?
He played in the Minecraft, the one by Keemstar, the Minecraft.
Why are you watching Keemstar?
Because he hosts this tournament where a bunch of YouTubers
No, we're not doing that.
come in and do Minecraft Monday. That's what it's called, Minecraft Monday. So he brings Technoblade in,
Oh, you watch because Technoblade comes in.
Yeah, and then a bunch of other YouTubers come in,
My channel's gonna blow up with statements saying "blood to the blood god."
Yes.
The second you say Technoblade.
Yes.
Okay. James Charles has been canceled, so we're not doing that. Okay. All right.
Oh.
Are you leaving now? Okay. This is what this is going to be like for the rest of the night. The cats have come in, the child has come in. We're going to have a whole thing. It's going to be a whole thing. Everybody's joining us for the end of the stream, but we're in court of public opinion and we're doing the YouTuber apology tournament. Let me tell you how it's going to work. First of all, you can get your copy. We've included a link. There's a link on social. And what we're going to do is we're going to run off each of these in a poll for the worst apology, not the best, the worst. Who reigns supreme in the worst YouTube apology ever? Who is going to get the crown? And so I am going to go ahead and put up polls on each of these versus the other. So Tana versus Logan, Jenna versus Shane, Scotty versus Laura, Manny versus Olivia, Jacqueline versus Jeffree, Dobrik versus Dr. Mike, Charles versus Dirty Dom, Toddy versus Gabby. And then I will fill in the brackets again, and we will keep running them off until we are done. We're going to give each one at least a day. Worst apology video. How I picked the apology videos was from y'all because we were talking about it and then y'all had a lot of suggestions. So this is how we're deciding the worst. And this is who got onto the list was from you guys in the chat on Friday Night Live suggesting who needed to come on here. So they are all titled and dated. You've brought you've brought a kitten. Hi.
Your photos are
messed
up. I'm sorry.
Hi.
Your photos are messed up.
Okay.
Cats, I'm sorry.
Are they playing? That's okay.
Yeah, they're scratching your
Okay. Well, he's ready to go. So, all right, Fred, say bye. Say bye. All right, paw nerds. It's okay, Trav. Just leave it.
Here, but no,
they're
scratching here.
Travis, it's fine. Just put it down. It's fine. Life. My husband is camping with my youngest. So, anyway, paw nerds. We are going to run them down and we're going to see how it is. And that's what it is. We're going to try to get to the worst apology ever. And that's what we're doing for Court of Public Opinion. So we're going to start with Tana and we're going to go on down and then I will update them after we do the polls. So I'm going to put up 2 polls tonight, 2 polls tomorrow, and we're going to go bracket by bracket. They have the title. So they have the title with which apology it is because a lot of these YouTubers have multiple terrible apologies. I have seen, and you guys have sent me a lot of videos from different YouTubers who have ranked them. I know that Smokey Glow has done that. I know that there are compilation videos of only the worst parts of the worst apologies, but I named them so that you could find them. So Tana Mojo's A Long Overdue Apology is still on her channel. Logan Paul's So Sorry is re-uploaded. Jenna Marble's A Message is not the one about the fish. It's not the one about the fish. It's the other one. Shane Dawson Taking Accountability, Scotty Sire, Hi. So if you search these, you can watch them if you want. Laura Lee, My Apology, Case Fire. This is a fantastic idea. I'll make one. This is a great idea. I will make a playlist after we finish streaming tonight, for sure. Like Manny MUA, My Reality Check, he had 2. Olivia Jade, I'm Sorry. I mean, fair. Gabby DiMartino, This Needs to Be Addressed, is about the releasing her own child images. Toddy Westbrook, Breaking My Silence. Dirty Dom, Addressing the Drama. James Charles, Holding Myself Accountable, because of course there are multiple. Dr. Mike, Admitting When I'm Wrong. A lot of you asked for Dr. Mike to be included. That's why he's included. David Dobrik, 32221. Jaclyn Hill, My Lipsticks. Jeffree Star, Doing What's Right. Do I feel bad about including Jeffree Star when he's just recently been in a car accident? I mean, a little, but also the video stands on its own separate from his car accident. So we're just going through it. So we're going to run these down. You guys can play along. If you want to fill out your brackets, you have now the Sweet 16. You are welcome to fill out your brackets in advance before we start running them off and see what you think is going to win. I'm going to fill out my bracket for my guess, and then I will update the brackets as we go. So if you fill out the brackets, tag me in them on social. I'm at the Emily D. Baker everywhere. I haven't asked for any of the things. B. Lynn, I appreciate that you don't think Jenna belongs. I think Jenna has a pretty good apology video, but a lot of people asked for her to be included. She might get knocked out in the first round because hers was pretty good. So she might just be gone. We can't include, the law nerds voted. They wanted Jenna for sure. So Jenna Marble might not be what it is because she might not be the worst. So these are the worst apology videos. I will put in a playlist. That won't be hard to do. Some of these are re-uploads for sure. And then we will run them off. I will update an official bracket and release it as we get bracketing. So we'll do that on Tuesday. And then you guys can play along at home. If you want to fill out your bracket tonight and see what you think before we start voting, you can get your own bracket and fill it out and see what you think and see who's worse for you. So you can play along, tag me on social, and then we'll go. We're going to have to do some kind of a prize. We'll figure out a prize for the bracket. Thank you, Diva, for doing it. I appreciate it. You guys can download these, fill them out. We'll have to do it. We'll have to do a prize. I'll figure out what it is, but we'll do a prize for the winner of the tournament. So that's what it is. I'll have to decide. We'll probably just do a gift card to the Law Nerds shop for the winner of the bracket. So question, what the heck is a bracket? I've never seen that. Andrea, that's a fair question. So in the US, every March, well, kind of March, we have March Madness. And with March Madness, we have a tournament and you put basketball teams in here and then you guess which basketball teams are going to win. So you would go through the bracket, how to use a bracket. You would go through and say, okay, do I think Tana's is worse or Logan is worse? And then you guess who you think is worse and you put it here. Okay, I think Tana's worse. Here it goes. Okay, is Jenna's worse or is Shane's worse? Shane's is worse. It goes here. Okay, between Shane and Tana, who's worse? It goes here. And then onward. So Scotty Sire, Laura Lee, whose is worse goes there. Manny, Olivia, whose is worse goes there. And then whose is worse out of them goes here. And then you get to the winner of this bracket here. And then you do the same on this side and get to the winner of this bracket here. And then between those two, you decide and get to the winner right there. So that is what the bracketing is. So go ahead and try to pick, and you get to decide before we start voting which one's worse? Gabby DiMartino, Toddy Westbrook. Which one's worse? Dirty Dom, James Charles. Which one's worse? Dr. Mike, David Dobrik. Which one's worse? Jaclyn Hill, Jeffree Star. And just fill out your brackets and tag me on social and share them. It'll be fun. We're going to have fun. And then we'll see who gets to the end. Like, who wins this bracket? Does Shane Dawson win this bracket? Does Laura Lee win this bracket? Does Scotty Sire win this bracket? Because his sucks. Does Logan Paul win this bracket? Could Tana win this bracket? Because her overdue apology is terrible. On this one, does Dirty Dom win? Does James Charles win? David Dobrik's is really bad. Jaclyn Hill's is really bad. And again, no shade to them. Apology videos are hard, and most people kind of suck at them. So that's what we're doing for Court of Public Opinion. I will absolutely put in a playlist for those of you that hadn't watched. For those of you that downloaded it, absolutely tag me on social. I can't wait. I'm going to fill out mine too. And yeah, we're going to figure it out. I think, points to Tana for having like a gray hoodie and pearls, but also it was completely scripted and she sounded like she was about to rip your face off the entire time. David Dobrik's had all the things. James Charles had all of the manipulation. There's a lot. So I'm not giving you homework to rewatch them. It's up to you. This is Court of Public Opinion. It's going to carry us beyond Tuesday because there's a lot. If you don't follow me on social media at the Emily D. Baker, because this will be playing out on the community tab and Twitter. So if you're not subscribed here, subscribe and hit the bell so you get the community tab notifications and you get the Twitter notifications. The Tana one is a long overdue apology. It's not the TanaCon one. It's the most recent one. So when you look for the Tana one, it's the gray hoodie one because gray hoodies are iconic and it was her worst one. Hold on. I'm going to show you what I mean real quick. Let's just, I think she left hers up too. Tana, I can't spell her name. I can't spell her name. Okay, this one. So when it comes to I've got to share it the other way so it has sound. Hold on. And then we're done. I promise. So it's this one. This was the other apology. This was her first apology. This is her most recent apology. Gray hoodie and pearls. And if you guys like the drama community, most drama commentary channels have covered this. If you just YouTube in, you will see that there is commentary on all of these videos. YouTuber apologies, but only the BS parts. There's lots of commentary on these if you want to go down the rabbit hole. But like,
and if I had wanted people to see that I truly grown,
it's just.
First and foremost, I want to apologize for how long this video.
Yeah, you guys, can you let me know if you can hear this? Because for real, the pearls, the hoodie, all of it. But listen, she comes in hot.
Video has taken. There is no excuse. First and foremost, I want to apologize for how long this video has taken. There is no excuse, reason, or thing I could say to make that okay, and I want to take full accountability for that.
I'm reading this as fast as I fucking can because my PR agent said that I had to. And I'm really angry that I have to say it. And the sound on this is terrible because I don't even want to put on a, microphone.
However, I understand that my actions, even over the past few weeks, have not been hand in hand with the
jump cut, because I can't get through this at all.
Accountability. And that's a journey that I'm beginning with this video. I also understand with the white privilege that I possess, I have no right to ask or expect forgiveness from anyone that I have hurt with my actions.
I don't really understand what I'm saying, and I'm still really fucking angry about it. So I'm just coming across with this tone and I'm reading it. But anyway. Yeah, this one. But you guys, I'll put up a playlist so you can get to them. We've got the brackets up. For those of you that have watched all of these, go ahead and do it. I see that you guys are telling me that James Charles has issued a statement or something. Okay. Did Morphe finally say we're not doing this anymore? because that's okay. And for those of you that don't use Twitter, there will also be polling on the community tab here on YouTube. So community tab and Twitter are the easiest places for me to poll. So that's where the 2 polls will be. Let me just go to Twitter real quick. Is James trending? Is it what is happening? We will see. And then I'm going, I don't see. Ah, all right. Morphe issued a statement an hour ago. Of course they did, because we were streaming. And then we're leaving. And then wrong thing. Share screen otherwise. See, I shared with audio and then I have to share without audio. So it looks like Morphe finally released a statement. In light of the recent allegations against James Charles, Morphe and James have agreed to end our business relationship and wind down sales of the Morphe X James Charles product. You know what that says to me? That says to me, we had a lot of contractual obligations and we couldn't just end it because we have contractual obligations. It is and has always been Morphe's goal to create a positive, safe, and empowering space where all beauty lovers can freely share their artistry and passion for cosmetics, and Morphe is committed to furthering that goal. Okay, but this beginning part says that there were contractual negotiations happening because they were obligated to one another, which is something that we don't take into account a lot when we're like, oh, why isn't this influencer slamming their affiliation with Morphe? Why isn't this influencer saying this about Morphe? Sometimes if you sign a brand deal with Morphe, it can have a 1-year anti-disparagement clause where you can't say anything negative about the brand because you were aligned with them and worked with them. So sometimes influencers actually cannot legally come out and say, I don't like what Morphe's doing because they have had a previous relationship. So it's interesting to see. We'll continue to see what happens. I'd love to know your thoughts on Creepshow Art's subtle shade in her artwork from today's video. I haven't seen it yet. I like what Creepshow does. I will take a look. I haven't seen it yet. Today honestly consisted of getting my kids ready to go on a camping trip, school, prepping for tonight, calls, other calls, business calls, and a live stream. So I haven't watched any YouTube videos today, but I will. Okay, let me see what James said on Twitter. I don't follow him. And then we're going. But James is going to have to take a step back from social media. I wouldn't be surprised. Interesting that his pinned tweet is still a giveaway. My cats are so loud out there. It's time to go play with the kitties. Okay. Accountability is something I have spoken about a number of times in the past. In my most recent video, I spoke about and took account. Okay, you said you took accountability. For my part in conversations I had with a few individuals who told me, oh, we're okay. Who told me they were the age of 18. As I said in that video, I can't show change overnight, but will over time. Since posting that video, many other people have come forward with a series of, of misleading stories and false allegations, which have been reported on by many people, creators, and news outlets. I mean, fair. My legal team has begun taking action against those that have spread misinformation and or created completely false stories, as this has gone too far. Well, if there are completely false stories and there are no conversations, then yes, those would be too far, but we'll see. These stories have caused many of my long-term partnerships to receive considerable negative feedback, one of them being Morphe. Yes, we've watched that happen. I loved every moment working together and I'm beyond grateful for what we've created together. That being said, I reached out to them. Okay. I reached out to them and we mutually agreed to wind down our James Charles X Morphe collaboration, which is my only project with them. And they discontinued your code, boo-boo, because you have a code with them, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll just let that go. I loved every moment working together and I'm beyond grateful for what we've created together. That being, I said that, which is my only project with them. I am continuing to take time away to learn, grow, and listen. and blame others, and look forward to coming back one day in the future as a better version of myself. Okay. Okay. Sure, James. What do you guys tell me on social? If there are fake stories, if there are fake stories and there are not conversations, then yeah, you should absolutely take legal actions. People should not spread lies about you. But if there's accurate screenshots of conversations, them saying, or you think that they're saying that they're 18 is not it. So this is not it at all. Don't blame others. Just say if there's this, just say, in addition to what I've taken accountability for, there have also been false stories and I am pursuing those legally. That's it. Because he admitted others. Yes, at least it wasn't a notes app. Ugh. And we are at over 2 hours and 20 minutes. I will have more thoughts on this on social this weekend. If you don't follow me on Instagram and Twitter, go follow me there because I will have more thoughts. It is time for us to go. I have wrapped up 17 times and then got back onto Twitter and all the mods went, no, girl, no, it's Friday. I love being here with you guys. Thank you so much, Law Nerds. I cannot wait to get into our bracket and see what happens with the Court of Public Opinion views as the worst YouTuber apology ever. We will see. Don't let this one come into your, well, it can come into your mind, but don't let the fuckery come into your mind. We're just sticking to the ones we've listed. And like the things on social, like the video on the way out, I will be back here Tuesday for coffee and cursey words. I don't even know what we're covering yet. I don't decide this far in advance. I will share my thoughts on social this weekend if other things pop off. But for now, it has been a wonderful Friday night with you. Thank you for being a Law Nerd. I love being here with you, and I will see you on Tuesday. Connect with me everywhere. I'm at the Emily D. Baker. If you guys want to join the text, just text Emily.com. If you want to join the channel, lawnerdsunite.com. Happy to have you. Support what we do here on the YouTube